broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, AfterBuzzers, and welcome to the finale recap of our show, Queens of Drama. The three of us are back. My voice is half here, but we're going to get through the show and get through all the big moments that we witnessed on the finale of our finale of the show. Still feeling it over there.
I like that we have the song.
I like
I'm
it
very
too.
excited.
Let's talk about our brief, just our impressions real quick. Over this finale. A lot happened. I think it was like the first thing I said, I texted you guys, I was like, okay, this is a payoff. I think it was a good payoff finale for the show in a way.
Hands down the best episode.
Yeah, I agree. Didn't see it coming, which is why I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, I never thought this would end in a cliffhanger. I always thought it would be like, okay, here we are at the project, and we'll see where it goes, But no, they took the whole project and flipped it upside down.
That was the ending everyone was expecting. Just to say, right, we've got the Sizzle reel done. Now it's to pitch to the shows.
Right. Now we saw the episode a day before because we got the screener. I guess when it aired, as soon as the episode aired, they showed the trailer, the Sizzle reel. So everybody got to see that as soon as it ended, which was why what we had was only like 40 minutes long because they timed it with commercial and with the Sizzle reel.
It makes sense.
Everybody got to see all of that. We just saw them kind of separate because we saw the Sizzle the next day when Lindsay sent it.
Right.
I just didn't expect it to end with such drama and such like question marks going, what's going to happen now? But I loved it. It just sets it up for season 2, which hasn't been renewed yet, but we're hoping to, right?
Hoping so. It'll be great. I think we're all season 2 team. Yeah. Well, now that Queens of Drama has wrapped its first season, you have some extra time. So we'd like to ask you to please take a survey on podcast1.com and share us your thoughts. Actually, I took this survey and it really did only take about 3 minutes.
Give it maybe 5 stars.
Oh yeah, don't worry, Mark. And obviously we love hearing from you. We deliver a lot of shows here at AfterBuzz, so we ask that you take a few moments and just kind of give us some information. It's important to us, so don't miss the chance to take this survey at podcast1.com, and your responses will help us make this show even better and AfterBuzz as well. And again, only a few moments, and it'll be good gratification as well. And you can tell us what you really think about us. And again, that's podcast1.com. And as always, continue to tweet us. We thank you to all of our social media users who have been interacting with us, and the retweets and the comments. Even on YouTube, we see everything, and we've had great interaction. And we have some really good fans of this show to work with. So thank you for that.
Yeah. It gives us extra motivation to keep moving forward and to keep providing the best we can for the show when you get feedback and you know people watching, people supporting. So stay in contact with us, please.
And it's never too late to give us thumbs up and 5 stars on iTunes.
Yes.
So there you go. All right. Well, now that we can get that business out of the way, we'll take a moment and just kind of do a quick impression of the Sizzle reel. I just want to kind of see what your thoughts were. We've seen a lot of different tidbits and cheats along the way of, kind of what were some of the moments that stood out to you?
I loved the scene with Hunter and Donna.
Hunter?
Sorry,
I was
Crystal,
say
Crystal and Donna. When Crystal walks up to the van and they're like, "Oh, we should get our kids together." Blah, blah, blah. Bitch.
Yeah, I like that. It was
I remember what they said.
It was well shot as well.
It looked
good.
I thought it looked really good. It looked a lot better than I was from what we were seeing on Queens of Drama of it. I was like, is this really going to be that? But it looked really good. It looked really legit and good.
Yeah, I only got to see it when we were out the other night, and I couldn't hear a thing. So I haven't really seen it. But all I can say is, what I saw, it's way better than I expected, and way better than the name is.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Well, and
Yeah,
we
Secrets,
talked a little
Lies,
bit
and
about
Minivans.
that's the working title.
Yeah,
Now
it
they say
doesn't-
it's the working
Now
title. I
they're
think that's
saying
because
it's
of
the
us.
working
I think that's because of our criticism.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like any of those girls are on board with that. So I wonder where that title originated from. Who
It was
came
Lee.
to that? Oh, right.
Wasn't it-
well,
was
well,
that his
so
name?
we're
Lee
led to
Fleming?
believe.
Is that
But
his
yeah,
name?
yes, that's
Yeah.
correct. Yes.
He's the one who said he wasn't happy with the title that they had assigned it, and remember he said, "I'm making an executive decision, and this is the new title," and they were all kind of like,
Executive
I was like,
decision.
yeah.
I'm still upset we had to see Donna Mills in a minivan. I mean, I'm still not over that.
Yeah.
But my favorite moment of the Sizzle was when they had to shoot Christy's scene. Oh, yes, Christy's scene. And Christy's like, all right, let's go. We have time. Are you all ready? And then Donna's like, yeah, I'm ready. I know my lines. Line. And just the shade of it all.
By
It was
far.
well timed.
Yeah.
And it was funny because we were out with these ladies on Wednesday night, and I had the pleasure of meeting Donna Mills' boyfriend, and he quoted that scene. You
Yeah.
could tell that was one of his
Yeah.
his favorite moments too.
I think we all said that was probably one of our best moments.
Yeah, I like that. I like the Donna shade. I do.
Yeah, I'm living for every moment of that.
There's still a lot of unanswered questions too. We don't know Vanessa's status. We don't know Hunter's status for next season. So there's still a lot of things we need to
We need
we need to find out. We need answers.
Yes, so
Do we
hopefully-
actually think this show's going to get? What do you think the chances are this show gets
I think it's
picked
good.
up?
I think it's good.
The first thing we have to do is change the name of that show because no network is going to pick up a show with
You're
that
talking
title.
about Queens of Drama, though.
No, I'm
Or you're
talking about lies, minivans,
Sex,
automobiles,
yeah,
whatever it is.
yeah.
Secrets, lies, and minivans.
Right.
Secrets, lies,
What
and
do we think this? Judging by the Sizzle reel, you guys have seen other Sizzle reels. Do we think this is it's pretty good? It's a possibility to get picked up. You're good at this, Grant.
Well, I think that it's very helpful that this is coming from a show that's on a CBS, Viacom
Right.
network.
Exactly.
So I think that's helpful right there. The CW is associated, or if they're, they're all under the umbrella of Viacom. We can say more or less, and there's partnerships involved and things like that. So okay, that's they got a leg up. Now, Think Factory, who produces this show, Queens of Drama, I believe they only do unscripted shows.
Oh, okay.
So it would be interesting to see who
didn't know.
produces.
We're going to say unscripted with quotes, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. That giant grain of salt. That giant grain of salt is still in the middle between us. But yes. So it'll be interesting to see what becomes of the future of this project, especially as it plays into kind of getting picked up. Now, there were some scenes we saw at the CW office, and I just cannot. I'm sorry. I'm not going to play games like I just don't believe that was the CW.
Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, it's strange that there were two signs with the logo for both shots, like on either side of the wall, and I just
Yeah.
feel like, having been in these offices or any company, I just feel like there's not really logos just everywhere around the office. So we have a lot of questions. So hopefully we'll get some answers.
So just quickly, do you think if Queens of Drama doesn't get renewed next season, are we calling it right now?
Hello.
Hi, Lindsay. We have-
Jeez.
Hi.
Hi, Lindsay Hartley, Queens of Drama, is on the line to answer our burning questions. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We're
Good,
great.
good.
We're great. Better now you're on.
Good.
So,
Good.
who wants to start?
Well, all right.
Hi, guy.
Hi, how are you? I want to see your face, but I can't. It's annoying.
I know it's kind of weird, but I was like, I have to call. Literally, I've been sitting with my daughter organizing jewelry at this moment. So, yeah. So I was like, okay, I need to stop and make a phone call.
Well, what's sad, Lindsay, is I do that by myself. Sit and organize my jewelry.
Oh my God, I love it.
I love sparkles. I'm like a sparkle girl, and so is my daughter. So we like to, gliterize this piece of furniture today. It was crazy craft day over here.
Yay.
So, Lindsay, I think the biggest question that's on everyone's mind is what's the status of this project today?
Well, it's the biggest question on my mind too.
Okay.
You've got to give us more than that.
God. Yeah, I mean, I think, we've heard some really great things. The fans have been so supportive. Thank you, fans. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone. So we're just kind of now waiting to see. I mean, they have to work out a few things, and, hopefully it'll go ahead.
Good.
Okay, so things are in the works. Huh?
We're keeping our fingers crossed.
So, Lindsay, just when I was speaking to Donna briefly Wednesday night, she said to me that she was a little surprised how the show ended the last episode. She didn't think it was actually going to end that way. What were your
yeah.
thoughts? What did you think was going to happen, and how did it end up in your mind?
Well, I think she was referring to the way it was edited when, like, I was on the phone, and they would cut back to Vanessa and Hunter having that flashback. And she said to me at dinner, like, she was like, it just seemed to me like that Hunter was still a part of the ship. Like, you couldn't tell it was a flashback.
Right.
And I said, did it come across with you guys? Because, see, I knew I was in the car having that moment. So when I saw it on TV, I knew it wasn't real. Like, it was a flashback. Was that confusing or no?
Not to me, but the one thing I noticed with that is they had the title cards of the names come up. And usually in flashbacks, especially at this point in the season, they don't usually feature things like that in flashbacks. If you're having a moment like on The Housewives, they don't really play with graphics and add things in like that. So to me, it was like, okay, I could see why people would feel that way.
Okay, yeah, she just was, like, confused about that. And that was one of her comments. I was hoping that the ending would have been a little bit more, like, on editing level, like, a little more dramatic. Like, the three of us, and then, like, some kind of, like, music thing that was, like, some kind of intense, like, cut to all three of us individually, like, close-ups, boom, 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 and then it's, like, clean to drama. Like, you know what I mean? Something, like, super, like, dramatic. Yeah. Opposed to the three of us just standing there, and then they cut to, I think, a wide shot of the city. Yeah. And that was it. So, it was a little bit, But what did you think?
We were just saying we enjoyed it, right? Well...
Yeah, I know. I love the episode as a whole, hands down the best.
Right.
I mean, it was just, I literally just kept writing in my notepad. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta write that down.
I'm glad that it ended in a different way than was expected, because we mentioned earlier on this show that we were like, we kind of thought it would be like, okay, now we're going to move on with this project as a team, where we've overcome so much together, and now we're going to go out with this project. So it definitely kind of came out of left field, which was kind of refreshing, and I don't think any of us really predicted in our predictions here that that's how things would go.
That's cool.
So you guys, Lindsay, you guys have had the opportunity since to sit down and speak to each other. Give me some behind the scenes. Do you guys all want to be together next season, or you're not sure, or what's going on?
Yeah. I mean, I think ultimately everybody wants to we all want to work together. Like, we definitely all want to make it happen. Vanessa's still dealing with some things, but everyone wants to be a part of it. Right. No matter what. We'll fight through it and make it happen. Now we have to figure a few things out. Some things have changed. Right. And I think that, obviously things have changed with Hunter's situation, with what's gone on with the meeting getting canceled. So when we pick back up, I hope that they show us, in real time, starting from there. Right. Or, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they'll pick up where we've done some stuff before and start later on. I have no idea, and I think that's part of, like, what we'll have to wait and see what happens.
I know I said, and I'll go back and find the episode I said it, because I know I said it, that I really felt like this season was kind of like that, where I felt like once we get caught up to real time, it's really gonna be fun. And then on Wednesday we talked a little bit, Lindsay, to you about, you were saying how there was things that actually happened while you were filming that was like, this would be really good, stuff.
Oh my God. Definitely need to have that conversation.
I mean, not that anything, not that I disliked anything necessarily, but I really, you could tell that it was kind of like, we got to get caught up to where we're at right now. You know what I mean? You could tell, you definitely got that vibe.
That might be because it's only like really 22 minutes or something?
Right, exactly. Well, we were trying to push for an hour for you.
22 minutes is ridiculous, though. Yeah. I can't eat a bag of popcorn. It's
way too short. I think that's why the hour was so good. I mean, it was more
that's a good point.
Kind of relax.
That's a good
point. With it.
Yeah. Because even the first episode, even though they did 2 episodes back to back because it was broken up, it just still didn't have that continuous vibe that this one did because it was a little bit longer.
So, on that regard, Lindsay, your first stint in reality TV, what would you change about it? What did you love about it?
What would I change about it? Well, I'll tell you what, let me start what I loved about it, because I have to think about what I would change about it. What I loved about it automatically off the top is that you don't have to memorize any dialogue. I mean, let me tell you something. When you work all day and then you got to go home and memorize a ton of crap and then come back the next day and you haven't slept.
Yeah.
Like, you forgot what sleep is like at this point.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love working, and and I'm an actor through and through, and I want those call times, and I want to not sleep, and I want to have that. You just magically figure out how to memorize. But if you're asking what I love about a reality show, in its own thing, I would say that I got to go home and just like chill out.
Yeah.
I didn't
you have to have a life.
I didn't have to like study for the next day.
Yeah.
It was like, where are we going to be? And go.
Yeah.
And that's it. So in moments, so in that way it was really cool because you don't know what's coming out of your mouth at all. You have no idea. You're just kind of like living in it.
Yeah. And,
it was great to learn like how, you kind of, I think I said this to you guys. I may not have, but when you're with a bunch of people, like, and you're with them for a long period of time, you start to realize your own personality because you have. It's almost like it's how do I explain this? It's like there's so many different personalities that you see your own personality clearly,
right?
Because there's so many different ones. It's so hard. I don't know how to explain it in like words and sound intelligent because I can't at this moment, obviously. But you know what I mean?
You're elbow deep in glitter and jewelry. We understand.
With like I'm up like snorting glue over here. And
that's why I'm not having kids now.
We're coming over when we're done, Lindsay.
But it's like you're aware of how you become more clear of who you are when you have like sounding boards. Like the people opposite of you, and there were 6 of us, and we're so clearly different.
Yep.
That you really understand. So, and that's another great thing about reality TV is it's just you guys having these experiences. So it's pretty real,
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Well,
and then what I changed about it, is that what you said?
Yeah.
You don't have to change anything.
Yeah, I think it's kind of I kind of didn't mind it. I was okay with it.
Good.
I like the experience with the show. We didn't have to do anything, too cray-cray.
Yeah.
Like punch somebody in the face.
Right.
Transitioning back to the show, I wanted to ask what exactly happened to Hunter Tylo in front of that green screen, and how was she able to be removed from the sizzle reel? Did you just get rid of the character, or what exactly happened? I'm curious to see how she fit into that.
Great question.
She literally was doing it was the craziest thing ever. It looked like it. I think Donna even said it on the show. It was like a scene from a movie. Mm-hmm. It looked fake. Like she was up there doing her character ID or whatever, her monologue for her character, and she was bouncing around a lot, like kind of like from hip, like going on one hip to another hip, back to the other hip. Like she was kind of doing a lot of hip action, which, usually on a close-up you don't move that much. You're kind of told to stay still because of the camera, because of the size of the camera shot. But she was kind of bouncing a lot. But let me tell you something. She was rocking the monologue.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen her work. I haven't seen Bold and Beautiful. I'm terrible to say. I've never watched Bold and Beautiful. And I'm a huge soap opera fan, but because I was part of NBC and ABC, those were the shows that I watched, the NBC and ABC shows. But she was incredible, like really good at this. Her character name was Lisa, and they're going to be this school therapist, and she had a great character because she was going to be involved with everybody. So, and then toward the end of that monologue, something happened. I guess it was a dislocated hip from a previous surgery or something, or her hip was very problematic.
Got it.
So possibly the combination of moving a lot, it did something, and then she literally, like, bam, fell right out of frame and right on the cement floor. Like, that floor that you guys didn't see was like a cement floor.
Wow.
So legs just gave way.
Yeah.
It just looked like she dropped on the TV. You didn't even tell.
Wait, What? Sorry.
Yeah, you couldn't really tell on the show,
They didn't
right?
show it. They didn't show what actually happened. They just showed
They
her.
didn't show it.
Yeah.
I think they chose to not do that.
Well, and I think
Okay.
it leaves a little bit more to the imagination. You probably imagine it a lot worse than it. I'm not saying it wasn't.
What did you think?
I was confused. I didn't know. Well, my first thought was, is she, is this a trick? Is she trying to like get attention? Like, I didn't know if it was just, I'm trying to get attention. And then quickly you realize, okay, no, she's not messing around. This is legit.
Yeah, I mean, the way it was cut, she was standing one moment, then there was a cutaway, and then the next moment she's, stiff as a board laying on the ground. So it's like, there's definitely, I'm glad you get to fill in the blanks for us, because it was not the most well executed in, progressing the story on television.
Yeah.
But Got it. Okay, so see, it's hard because when we've seen it all.
Right.
So, we don't have those missing things, That's kind of like what Donna was saying about that edit. Same thing. Like when you're in it, you don't. So it's good to hear from you guys, like for the future stuff. You know what I mean? Like what? Right. Yeah.
Well, and I also think if we
that's what happened.
I think if it goes to an hour, that'll help, because I feel like a lot of it gets cut because of time more than anything.
Yeah.
Not even,
man, there were so many great scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they were so cute. The happy ones were taken out. I was so bummed. So, Christy, I set up Christy on a double date with my boyfriend Jason's best friend, whose name is also Jason. It's a true story. And we all go miniature golfing, and they had the best time. And it really more was covered their story. We were kind of like just like hanging out in the back, like playing our own thing. But it was such a great thing for Christy.
Yeah.
To have like a happy like moment in the story on the show. I was really bummed that they didn't put that out there. And then, she did this other thing, and she's doing she was doing a play in Search of Bo or whatever, and I come to visit her, and she talks about that, and we talk about just her coming to LA again and finding like a person in her life, like she's ready to find somebody. So it was about her, I'm really bummed that whole stuff wasn't put in there.
Yeah,
They just didn't have time. They just did not have time, know? Mm-hmm. But like that was more personal, and I kind of think I like that for the show. I think we need more of that too, so that you guys like want to watch it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Well, we want to watch it no matter what.
I mean,
we're super fans.
Yeah, right. What are the chances of it getting picked up? I mean, give me more. I don't mean to pry. Actually, I do.
Well, you did say on Wednesday that you guys got better. The ratings kept getting better. Is that correct as the season went along?
Yeah. Like we were told that the ratings from the get-go were above what would have been happy about. Like that was pretty amazing.
Good.
Like
they had
a number. Yeah, and probably a lot. I mean, I have to say, I'm sure a lot had to do with that. Premiering right at the daytime Emmys.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
That was kind of like that was amazing that we were able to, premiere after that.
Yeah.
And we were told every week they kept going up, and so I'm sure it'll be more of like a business thing. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
More
exactly.
Than, stuff that we just have nothing to do with.
Yeah.
So the working title, Lindsay. We were just talking about it before.
Oh my God! Don't we hate that title? We're going back in. With
who thought about it? Who came up with it?
Lee did.
So you're right.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Based on what?
What?
Based on what he's saying?
Just
I don't know.
Creative mind.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because there's so much of the show we don't know. Still, it might be the perfect title.
I know. I think that also has to do with time.
Yeah.
We had like so much of it mapped out. Like, I mean, pages and pages and pages, and you saw none of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know. I mean, again, there's reason for that. Whatever that is, whether it's because, it's part of season 2, conflict, or season 2 making it, or, there's reasons behind everything that they do, with editing. So.
Yeah, I agree.
So this is a weird question. I was actually going to ask you, but then Lindsay came on. If Queens of Drama doesn't get picked up next season, what happens to the show? The spin-off, the Lies minivans, whatever it is.
Secrets, Lies, and Minivans.
the favorite. Because
I don't want to call it that, but yeah.
Does that keep going,
Oh my
or does it
God.
die with the show?
Well, no. I mean, I think the whole thing could actually keep going. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, someone else could pick it up. You never, you never know what can happen in this business. I don't think
Right.
you know, it's going to be gone forever. We'll have to keep the girls will have to keep fighting. You know, and
Yeah. Well, and
you know what I mean. But like any
these-
project that you try to get out there, you know.
It's true.
These ladies don't seem like the type that are going to give up very easily anyway. So.
No, we've already had talks and discussions about like what's the options, and it's you know, they don't want to give up now. It's a good group of girls.
Who?
You know, we got lucky.
Who's Taylor? I'm getting a question on the thing that says, ask Lindsay, how annoying was Taylor in person?
Well, Hunter Tyler played Taylor on The Bold and the Beautiful. So
okay.
I believe they're asking if Hunter Tyler was annoying at all on the show. I don't know about that.
So you're good.
I don't think Lindsay's going to say that Hunter was annoying.
I don't think so.
I was,
Sorry, I didn't know who Taylor was. That's the
There
only
you
reason
go,
I asked. I was like,
nah.
wait, who's Taylor?
I don't
missed
know.
who Taylor was.
I don't know. I didn't watch Bold and the Beautiful. It's terrible.
Okay.
It's so bad.
I haven't either.
It's
We're
funny,
in the same boat.
It's funny that you say that, Lindsay, because when I watched it on Passions, I always said, this girl could be on The Bold and the Beautiful. I feel like you had a look that was, at the time, like, would fit in really well on Bold and the Beautiful. So it's funny that, you mentioned that you were on NBC and ABC shows, but never watched Bold. And I always thought you would be a great fit on that show. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
You know
Thank
it,
you.
welcome.
I can't get on it now.
I know, right?
You want to make a phone call? you're 10 years too late, sweetheart. Like, back when you were on Passion.
No. Well, Lindsay, thank you for being such a great team player with us here at AfterBuzz and answering all of our questions. Guys, do you have any other questions?
I love you guys.
Who's you go?
I was just going to say, make sure you send Jason our love.
Oh, yeah,
Thank you. He's really bummed. He was. I almost snapped a photo of his text to me, so you believed me. That he really
We
wrote that.
believe you. We
But
believe
he-
you. No proof is
Sent me
necessary.
a picture of his dinner, and like that he's like a 2-minute break, and then he called me, and he's like, "Oh crap!" They called him, and he's like, "I gotta go."
Aw.
He told him again. I'm like, "Okay, no, it's good."
Well, we miss him.
he's
We'll make sure
working.
we bring him in for season 2 because I'm staying positive
Yes.
there's going to be
Yes.
a season 2,
Yeah.
I hope so.
and we can start planning our premiere party.
That would be
Yeah.
fun. Except we'll do it right this time.
Yes, exactly.
I still had a great time.
Well, Lindsay, keep us posted on your upcoming projects as well as what's happening with Queens of Drama and Secrets,
Yes.
Lies, and Minivans. So, keep us in the loop. Thanks for being such a good supporter of us here at the panel of AfterBuzz.
Aw, my pleasure. Thank you guys for being great supporters for us too. We really appreciate it very much.
A pleasure
Thank
and a
you.
joy.
All right, thank you,
lost her.
Lindsay.
Hung up on her.
Thanks again. We appreciate your time calling in and answering our questions. And I think that she really kind of put a cap on some of these things that we were curious about, especially what's next for this project.
Yeah.
Because that's everyone's main question.
Yeah.
Is like, okay, so Donna walked out, what's next? So, okay, great.
Well, she walked out of the meeting. She didn't necessarily walk out on the situation.
I feel like she's as clueless as
That meeting,
us.
though.
and
She just didn't. We don't know much. She doesn't know either. You know.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it'll
Unless-
be. Everything's kind of up in the air, and I mean, that's a good cliffhanger. We're all still talking
Definitely.
about it. We're all still wanting to know about it.
She's so clearly my favorite.
And I just want to get back to just bring this up because we were talking a little bit about now I want to call her Taylor Hunter's fall. And I had written this down. I forgot to mention it when we were talking about when the paramedics come in and they go to Hunter and she's like, "Don't cut the shirt; it's expensive."
Yeah. Back to those clothes. Those
Back to
controversial
the
clothes.
clothes.
What was the name of the designer that she brought
I
in?
was trying to remember, and I don't think I wrote it down. What the designer's name was, but yeah, they were not
Yeah.
all the girls' style. I'm not saying the clothes were not appropriate, but for some people, but not for all of them.
One moment I wanted to point out, did you die when Donna Mills walked in that red dress with the big cape?
It's fantastic.
Hello, ladies.
That's
And as she
the
put,
entrance I've always wanted to have.
as she put her arms up, this music came on like.
I wish we were the same
an
size, and then
entrance.
I could come in for the premiere episode in that dress.
Hey, well, don't you know Mark? You know Mark?
You guys, for the premiere, we're all
God.
black. I
Okay.
promise I'll wear all black too.
You're gonna wear that butterfly ring? Gonna wear that butterfly ring?
Yes. Oh, my butterfly. Gosh darn it.
You and that butterfly.
It's the,
You know,
Christy, you're lucky I still love you.
you know I love you, but a little break before season 2 is going to be good.
I always say I feel bad for the people that I'm sitting next to me at AFTERBUZZ, so they should get awards.
We've teased a little bit about our time with the ladies on Wednesday. Is there anything else you guys want to discuss? We kind of just, hung out with these ladies and talked about the season. We had seen the finale by then, so we're kind of all on the same page. And, a lovely group. Dawn is wonderful. She told me she was coming from a day at GH, so you can look for her on General Hospital. I know she was on this last week. Love talking with her. What were some of your impressions and moments from that night?
Well, I was mostly outside trying to get the camera to work.
Yeah, well, me too.
So I didn't really get to talk that much to everybody. You spent more time inside with them, talking and chit-chatting and stuff.
I spoke to 3 of them for a lot. Donna, Jason, and Lindsay.
Okay.
Jason's just a down-to-earth sort of guy our age that loves sport, loves acting, loves banter. So we just chatted. He's just a great guy. But I was so impressed with what you guys have raved about. I never knew her. Donna. I think she's just a highly intelligent, charming. She's older, but she charmed me. I was always, just the way she speaks, that oozes that charisma.
Well, and she even said when we were there, we kind of joked about this a couple times when we couldn't get the camera and the lighting was bad and everything, and she just, like, without even hesitating, was like, I wish I would have known. We could have just had everybody to my house and done this. And I was like, really?
I know, right?
And what I appreciate...
There are worse places I've been in.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a little confusion with, I think some of the ladies wanted to have a dinner, and then it wasn't necessarily conducive to, necessarily the best environment for interviews. But we got a lot of chat time, and I talked with Christy, and we were talking about the Sizzle, and Christy seems to, we mentioned that scene that she added in, and she was like, hey, yeah, she felt the same way when she was on the set of that show. She's like, I wanted that scene in. Like, she's like, Donna, I love her, but look, I mean, I'm here to put myself in the project. I don't want to be the sidekick. So she stuck to her guns, and I respect that.
And yeah, one thing I really appreciated, it must mean they, trust us, was their honesty. Like some of the way they were answering certain questions I asked, and they were brutally honest. Some of the things they said, which, some we can't repeat here now, but I just really appreciated that.
They were all fantastic. Everyone was very gracious and glad to be. We met Larry, Donna's partner, and he was so nice, just talking about wine and chilling, and it was great. It was a fun night. I'm glad we got to at least spend some time with them, and we talked a little bit about planning stuff for season 2, so hopefully we'll get some.
I do want to thank you guys, because this was my first show on AfterBuzz and I didn't know anything about it, but everything you guys have done, got these women in, got us to meet them in West Hollywood, you two have really done a lot for this show, and all the fans out there
we
too.
would have done it if they weren't as gung-ho to
True,
do it.
yeah. And that's why I wanted to cover this show here, because I thought that we would have great access to these ladies, and they're looking to promote not 1 but 2 projects.
Right.
There are women who are out there who are really, trying to get their name out there and to, get new things going, and I think we're a great vehicle for that. So I'm so glad we got to cover it.
So it's your idea. You said I wanted Queen's Drum on.
I was hoping to have it covered, So I'm glad that we got to sit and discuss, and that you guys got to tune in weekly, and when the ladies were here, we got that great interaction with the live feed. So we thank you, and I think on that note, there's not much to predict. We have a lot of stuff that could potentially come up.
I'm going to predict that there's a season 2.
There better be.
Thank you.
Now,
I'm more
AfterBuzz TV.
Season 2. I'm predicting season 2.
I'm hopeful. I'm not predicting. I'm hopeful. Do I have to predict?
No. What I'm predicting is that we're going to move forward with a new season, and perhaps we won't see much of Vanessa, and I don't think we're going to see Hunter, but I think, and I don't know this, but this is what I'm predicting, and I'm hoping that to replace those 2 ladies, that we can maybe bring on 2 new faces.
That's what I was just going to say.
2 new dynamics,
I was actually trying to get that out of Lindsay when I said to her, do you guys all plan on being back next season, but she didn't break
Well, I don't think they're not gonna break any deep dark secrets about the show that the publicity hasn't said. But who would you like to see if you could pick another daytime star?
It's a good question for you.
That's a tough question. I still want to see Kim Zimmer on the show. She has no place on the show, but I just love Kim. I would just love to see her go in there because she would give Donna a run for her money. Because Kim's like no nonsense. Like she'd be like, look, I've been on all these types of sets. Like I know what I'm doing. But that's a really good question. I think that it would be someone from the Young and the Restless camp because this is part of CBS. It's part of that whole group of people, and there's no one that's really repped on the show from Y&R. And the Young and the Restless is the #1 show on Pop. Those are their reruns. So that show does really well for them. They have all the rights. So they can get footage and clips, and they can go on the set or whatever really easily. So I feel like Hunter King is on Y&R, and she's really popular, and she's been here at AfterBuzz, and she's a young starlet, and she might be kind of interesting. I don't know if she would necessarily want to attach herself to the show. I know she's got her own projects going on, but that would be a smart idea, and maybe a younger cast member from that show.
Okay. So for you, is this what?
I just think it's business. I'm thinking business minded.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, not necessarily my dream. I mean, I would love
What would be
Kim.
your dream? Kim.
Well, I guess
Kim's
Kim.
your dream.
And give me your recap quickly. Was this what you expected? Better? Not as good? When the season started?
No, it's pretty much what I expected overall. I thought that I didn't think we would have drop off in cast members because usually we see like the Housewives, we see these cast members kind of come through,
right?
To the end. So it was interesting to see like Vanessa would be like bye, So and then to come back, of course. So it was good. I enjoyed the show quite a bit, and I'm really grateful that we got to have the ladies in here and we had such a great response.
Oh, someone said Kelly Monaco or Jeannie Francis.
Kelly Monaco
and our Melvin fan says Kim Zimmer would be good TV.
Yeah, and Kelly Monaco was a good choice.
Kelly Monaco is a good choice.
She's no stranger to reality TV either.
Oh, the Lucci, somebody says. The Lucci. Susan Lucci. Do you know Susan Lucci?
No, I don't. Okay. And I'm struggling with these.
I would love to have her on there, and they can talk about the end of All My Children and Brian Franz, and that's what I want to hear about.
If I got to pick.
Here we go.
I mean, I would hands down choose my girl Lisa Rinna because I love Lisa Rinna, but I know she's attached to Housewives. Yeah. Even though I don't watch it, even though I love you, Lisa Rinna, from the bottom of my heart, I just can't. My brain cells die watching those shows. So, but I could see her on this, and I could see her stirring stuff up and being a good addition to that. She's married to Harry Hamlin. She's fantastic.
And she's a Days alum, so
she's a Days alum. She's my all-time favorite Days of Our Lives. One of my all-time. Female, probably all-time favorite.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah. But I can't think of any. I'm trying to think of maybe someone else from Dynasty or not. What if Joan Collins stays?
Well, they really should try. I think that'd be fantastic to have her attached to the project.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be good. That just popped into my head. That would be a great one.
Right. Well, we shall see. We'll see what goes on with the season 2 if this is meant to be, and I certainly hope so because a show like this adds great momentum for a growing network like Pop to be able to have loyal fan bases come back and return for another season.
Yeah.
It shows that they're committed. So we shall see. Thank you once again for checking us out here at AfterBuzz TV, talking everything Queens of Drama. Gentlemen, where can we find you to keep the conversation going? And what else are you covering here at AfterBuzz?
Guy and a Girl Show on Twitter. I'm also covering Aquarius with David Duchovny, Matt Charles Manson, Thursday nights.
Lorraine Love, Lorayne Love on Instagram and Twitter, or on Facebook, Lorraine Love or Mark J. Freeman, however you want to find me. I'm also doing Days of Our Lives on Sundays at 5. So, as of now.
It's been fun.
It's been great.
You can find me on Twitter at Grants__rants. You can also find me co-hosting for The Real Housewives of Orange County on Monday nights here on AfterBuzz TV. Thank you.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.